Friends, the United States is going to fall soon, and most people will never guess what is actually going to make that happen. See, it's not going to be China, not Russia, not the economy, not war, not even the Middle East crisis. See, according to Bible prophecy, this nation will collapse from the inside out, morally, spiritually, and even legislatively. See, Revelation 13 actually points to the final trigger. It calls it the mark of the beast, or the mark of the beast crisis. See, we see a pattern throughout history, throughout Bible prophecy. Babylon in Daniel 5 fell the night that it defied God. Jerusalem fell in 70 AD after rejecting repeated divine warnings. And Rome, that massive, great ancient empire, declined morally before it enforced religion through state power and ultimately crumbled and fell in the 5th century. Proverbs 14:34 tells it this way: righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. See, when truth is rejected, when morality is redefined and God's authority is replaced with human authority, well, the fall has already begun. See, Revelation 13 describes a lamb-like beast with 2 horns, friends, that is gentle, freedom-based, conscience-protecting, but ultimately speaks like a dragon. It will cast aside that civil and religious freedom represented by those 2 horns, and ultimately it will legislate and enforce worship. A nation founded on liberty, eventually enforcing worship, is what the Bible shows. Here's the part that most people misunderstand about it. Prophecy doesn't show a sudden dictator or a future antichrist that's going to appear and do marvelous things, right? No, it shows influence, persuasion, and pressure that grows over time. See, as society becomes more unstable, moral confusion increases, disasters increase, fear increases. As fear increases, people demand solutions. And then comes the language: we need national unity. We need moral restoration. We need a day of rest for families. We need a reset for society. We need to heal and save this nation. And at first, that may sound harmless and even noble. After all, there's nothing wrong with wanting to save this nation, is there? See, that's where grass movements often begin, not with politicians, not with religious leaders, but with common citizens, concerned parents, cultural commentators, religious coalitions such as the Heritage Foundation, social activists calling for a return to traditional values. Now, as crises worsen, such as climate stress, economic pressure, social division, natural disasters, moral decline, the public cry for enforced morality grows louder and louder. And eventually the call shifts from suggestion to legislation. This is how prophecy unfolds. You see, what begins as a voluntary day of rest, we're not quite there yet, but we will be soon. And when it begins as a voluntary day of rest, it will become a necessary law for national survival. What begins as a moral solution to chaos becomes a legal requirement for unity. It will be framed as protecting. They will say it's protecting the environment, rest for the earth. They'll say it's protecting families, giving them a national rest day. They'll say it's protecting morality, framing it in return to God language. They'll say it's for social order, which is unity through shared practice. But beneath the surface, friends, something demonic is revealed, and that something is a union of church and state. See, it's a power grab disguised as a concern for morality. But Revelation 13 says that this lamb-like power causes the earth and the world to follow its model. Yes, the United States will start the Sunday law crisis first, but will force every other nation to follow in its footsteps. First, there's national enforcement, and then global influence. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, when the United States sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. Yeah, it's that kind of concept. But then there's economic pressure as well. It starts for the good of society. And then it progresses to economic pressure, no buying and selling. And ultimately it will progress to, yes, even the death penalty. And once conscience becomes legislated and regulated, the machinery of enforcement expands quickly. See, because once society accepts legislated worship for the greater good, resistance is framed as dangerous, divisive, and even unpatriotic. Revelation 14 contrasts 2 groups. There are those who receive the mark of the beast and those who keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. You see, the final crisis is about worship and obedience. See, here's the bold truth. America will not fall first because it loses military strength. It will fall because it abandons liberty of conscience. The moment a lamb-like nation enforces worship is when it speaks as a dragon, friends. When the grassroots cry for enforced morality becomes law, freedom of conscience collapses. When conscience collapses, prophetic identity changes. And when God's law is replaced by human religious authority, well, judgment follows. So what causes the fall? Not just division, not just crisis, not just instability, but this rising grassroots demand for enforced morality. A national Sunday law turned global Sunday law, framed as a solution and a mark of the beast system that pressures the world to choose human authority over God's commandments. Because you see, the final collapse of a nation in prophecy does not begin with invasion. It begins the moment the people themselves cry out for laws that control worship in the name of saving society. Just as the book Last Day Events says on pages 133 to 134. It says it perfectly. Listen to this. It is at the time of national apostasy, when acting on the policy of Satan, that the rulers of the land will rank themselves on the side of the man of sin. That's the Pope, the Antichrist, the papacy. It is then the measure of guilt is full. And the national apostasy is the signal for national ruin. And in another paragraph close to that one, it says, when our nation in legislative council shall enact laws to bind the consciences of men in regard to their religious privileges, enforcing Sunday observance and bringing oppressive power to bear against those who keep the seventh-day Sabbath, the law of God will to all intents and purposes be made void in our land. And national apostasy will be followed by national ruin. What are you going to choose, my friends? Are you going to choose to obey God rather than man? Or are you going to choose to serve the beast in order to save your skin? The choice is yours.